Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the second OTC tournament. The first match of the tournament, it will be Cubits versus dancingbogman. I'm still sick, and of course I'm still joined by the wonderful Saberman.
Hey, also, it's the second official tournament, not the second tournament. Come on, SMG. Brutal.
Hey, and what was my tournament? Not official? God.
Well, yeah, but you said second tournament.
Okay, second mohawkgames tournament. There we go.
There we go.
Okay, so, dancingbogman will actually place down as a scavenger. He will actually, like 2 low carbon, and he will get a 3 stack of aluminum. Cubit is also going to place down, actually have an expansive. He hasn't sent out any claim. Oh, he has sent out a 3 stack of iron, mine claim thingamajig, with a second one too. Do you not think it's a little bit too much iron right now in the state of the game? Should you not like get aluminum instead of the iron right now?
It matters less with Bogman being scav, so it's less of a big deal. I mean, he's getting his aluminum now anyway, so it's fine. And he has his area aluminum bought. It's just a case of selling the iron for steel now. I don't know. Both players have a good found. I mean, I would have favoured scientific for this map, where Cubit is.
There's a lot of water and
I'd have loved. Yeah. Bogman's spot is really strong. I'm worried about his carbon getting nuked because that's it, isn't it? He's not gonna. There is nowhere else for him to go with his carbon. It's not like he can turn it into 3 factories.
Yeah, I mean he's right now getting a 3rd mine, and he's gonna go and get some water. Both players actually start being level 2. I mean they're just actually simultaneously just upgraded. So Cubit actually right now he just sent away a claim and canceled it. And by the way, guys, if I start coughing, don't mind me. Okay, guys, just so you know. So, geothermal auction going down right now. What do you think? What is this really worth? Like, 18, 20,000?
16.
No?
Both players can use it. It's good. It's better for Bogman than it is Cubit.
I mean, we can, well, Cubit actually misses 9,000 mark, like his famous 9,000 mark. I mean, like, I can, 18,000, like, I don't really think dancingbogman is going to go that step further, but, like, it's more of a Cubit's thing that he normally, that is very surprising that dancingbogman actually goes for 20,000. Like, usually he's not the player that is willing to, like, go far in an auction, but I think maybe he realizes, like, oh, I'm playing against Cubit. Maybe, you know, I need to set some strategies here to not give him the auctions at all. And as, you know, the auction's going on, Cubit queued up 3 aluminum mills to place down, and he actually captured a 2 stack of silicon. So right now, I think Cubit is better established. Could you say that? Because, like, dancingbogman is getting actually a 4th carbon quarry. That's weird.
Yeah, I was gonna maybe say a aluminum mine, and then he could have turned that into something else and built a factory triangle next to it or something, like connected to his base, of course, where the low aluminum tile is. And he could have sold the aluminum down to like $10 and used that money to buy his glass in, because I mean we see Cubit's bought his in now.
But I think like, isn't that like 4th mine not like way too overkill? Like, I mean. Sure, he's making 8 carbon now, but like with 6 carbon, normally you're super well established.
Yeah, but it's gonna get nuked at some point. He might as well have too much lying around, right, as a safety net.
Yeah.
It's getting nuked one way or the other. It either gets nuked in the early phase that we're in right now, or it gets nuked in the late phase to stop production of chems, electronics.
And
so
also,
we'll
Cubit right now is going to get a 2nd silicon quarry, and also dancingbogman getting the 1st black market item is going to be the Goon Squad. Onto his geothermal. Cubit probably already noticed that something got purchased off the black market, so I don't really think he's going to dynamite it or like try to mutiny it, because we have seen that a lot in the past, that people just
would bother doing it in the first place. Power is 48. In fact, dancingbogman's doing Cubit a great service here by balancing out power. It's only rising ever so slightly.
There's a electronics shortage. Excuse me?
If you look at what Cubit's consuming and what Bogman's excess production is, all he's doing right now is leveling power for Cubit. Cubit's happy for this to happen.
Yeah, that is true. But like, both players actually bought into the electronic short. So, I mean, why not, I guess? Like Cubit didn't buy in as much, but like dancingbogman bought in like 12 or something like that. So I think both players right now. I mean, like Cubit is ahead because like he's already making glass, and like he has his water up. Like he hasn't made life support yet. While you know dancingbogman is actually going to start getting life support up. And also just geothermal auction. Don't you know? Like think would need to get this sooner or later, something like that. Actually secure him for the late game.
Cubit doesn't need to care as much. He has silicon connected to his base. If he gets desperate enough for power, he rotates it into silicon mines, mines the silicon overnight, and then just turns it all into a massive solar panels and just destroys his debt in the morning.
Well, he just bid 20,000 on this. Like he just pulled off the 20,000 cubit, but like, you know, I don't know. Like I have the feeling he kind of needs this for late game.
I guess so. I mean, both players are going for the rush levels here. I mean, we see Cubit going for the glass first. He's just going to try and get to level 4. Bogman's doing the same thing, other than what he's doing is he's selling fuel to buy glass, I imagine.
Yeah.
That'll be how he upgrades, and Cubit will upgrade using the glass he's making. So it's going to be a race to 5, and then we'll see who industry crushes who, and I think that's going to be how the game goes.
I mean, right now, I don't know. I think like Cubit should like play a little bit offensive right now, or maybe stack and whatchamacallit, or like stack black market items. Like, would that not be like something legitimate to do?
That's going to delay his growth. He needs all these materials right now.
Actually, dancingbogman, I mean, with the black market, he actually just bought a mutiny. So maybe gonna mutiny Cubit's his geothermal. Oh, and the goon squad actually goes down. dancingbogman, I don't know. I hope he realizes it. And dancingbogman already level 4. So he's gonna go ahead and make some farms.
Cubit would have it if he sells his water or a little bit of excess glass, and he could have level 4 right now.
Well, like the thing is, right now, I think dancingbogman, excuse me, is actually like fueling into Cubit with the glass buys.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
Yeah. And he's floating the glass up higher, whereas the fuel will just keep getting lower and lower as he sells it.
Yeah. And now actually Cubit also gonna go into farms, and he's gonna go to level 4. Nope. He's what? He's doing weird glass plays. I mean water plays. Sorry.
Yeah. He's going into farms as well.
And there you go, level 4. So right now with these farms, I think Cubit is still ahead just because there's more production out of them, even though dancingbogman has them like 30 seconds longer. But then the MP actually goes down from dancingbogman. What? Oh man, and the power surge. Oh wow. So both players actually playing rather offensively now. You know, dancingbogman EMPs him, EMPs Cubit, and Cubit just answers with that. And I think it actually hit dancingbogman a little bit more, just because of the just because of the EMP and the power surge, for sure. Right now, slant drilling. Do you think really slant drilling is important at this point?
It's important for Bogman.
How come?
It's the anti-carbon nuke, innit?
That is true, yeah.
It's the anti-carbon. For Cubit, it's pretty good for his silicone.
Yeah.
That's about it, though. Cubit's got no real intention for this. He doesn't need this at all. It's just he knows that Bogman will need it as an anti-nuke solution. So.
And Cubit gets it for 14,000. Well, I think Cubit. Oh, there he goes. Like, I don't know.
I think he's stacking a lot of debt really quickly. I'm not too happy with.
Yeah, Cubit is. Well, the thing is, he has so much production that like he's really outproducing his geothermal at this point. Like, I don't know. Like dancingbogman doesn't really have much debt, but just because he had that geothermal up, you know, in the beginning. And
the engineering lab going up for Bogman though.
That actually seems to be the current meta right now. I mean, the chemicals is at 100, and you're going to need a lot of chemicals over time. Do you think we're going to see chemical labs coming maybe out of Cubit to answer that, or dancingbogman just to fuel his engineering lab?
I think it'll be Bogman that does it. I don't think Cubit wants to be dependent on rising the carbon price any more than it already is.
Ooh, and another power surge going down. Well, I mean, Cubit right now, he's going to go into more glass just because he can.
it's much easier for Bogman to exploit the fuel and chems than it is for Cubit to. It's more risky for Cubit to because he doesn't control the carbon.
And he's actually going to research food.
The black market
Okay.
is online.
I mean, dancingbogman. I mean, he has 4 farms, but they're like constantly power surge right now. Like he couldn't really do much out of this. He's actually going to get a second aluminum mine. That is, I mean, why actually? Just because it's like getting power surge the whole time, or is it like more of a, I don't know, spending a claim? Because he had this one claim for quite a bit now. And the EMP going down onto Cubit's food.
I disagree with that EMP placement. Although I guess he thought it would have been goon squadded, but the goon squad price didn't move, so he should have recognized that center hex would not be goon squadded because he EMP'd it earlier as well. So he should have just a little bit bad efficiency there.
And Cubit actually going to switch out his iron iron mines with some solar panels. I guess, I mean, dancingbogman is going to switch over to electronics, actually, and not to, chemicals. Well, I'm going to talk now as the probably least experienced guy in this, Skype call, aka you. But basically, I think chemicals would be more of the rather right choice because it would produce a lot more. And fuel isn't really that high. You know what I mean? Like, just from the production value, I think chemicals would just hit it out of the park right now.
Yeah, I mean, unless he's predicting I don't know, he shorts electronics or the colony.
But like,
even
why?
using many?
Like the neutral colonies actually has 3 labs, chemical labs, or laboratories.
Yeah. It's got a few offices as well. It's got 3 offices. I don't know. The colony's not really doing much for the chems or electronics
4
consumption
laboratories.
both ways. So it's yeah, 4 labs. I don't know. With food falling apart, he'd be better off taking out his upgrade and selling the chemicals now.
Yeah, and the food surplus actually going to go down in the mid auction, but also energy vaults for dancingbogman. I don't really see this being like a you know,
Okay, right. So
yeah, I don't really see energy vault going for 14,000 at all.
Power was 60, and he got 200 units, so the energy vault was worth 12k.
Yeah, like I don't really see it.
Physical value, although the price is going up now to 70, so now it was actually worth it.
Well, it's night, so. But dancingbogman and Cubit are going to be just turned level 4. I'd like to see out of dancingbogman, his farm's going to go into chemical labs. I'd really love to see that. And also Cubit right now. Cubit is doing a lot in his base right now. He's going to go into chemicals, into reactors. You know, I really like the setup of Cubit right now because like he sees, oh, the chemical price is going up because dancingbogman is kind of using a lot of it. And of course the neutral colony also. But yeah, dancingbogman already researched food and electronics, and now he's researching oxygen. By the way, why oxygen if he doesn't have any reactors yet?
Oh, well, he might plan to later on, perhaps.
But the thing is, like, is it really worth to actually use money? Like he uses about 3,500 to research this. Is this really going to be that much worth? Why not just research chemicals and then produce Cubit? And Cubit already flashing up at 51.
Yeah, Cubit bought a lot of chems in. Though you didn't produce any of those, he bought it all in just to raise the price to make Baldwin's research more expensive, which then dragged the chem price up even higher. So he's just making money now, the more the price goes up.
Yeah. So Cubit already going to get an off-roll actually now. Wow, and sorry, the power surge going down onto Cubit. Actually, sieging like freezing half of like Cubit's real production here, and you know, dancingbogman will make a move. Will start buying out Cubit. Cubit answers and buys 4 stocks of himself. Probably more now, probably 5.
The electronics surplus is really bad for Bogman because it is.
It is like he invested into this, yeah.
No, but it's the best thing to sell off-world, and off-worlds are now super viable for Cubit because glass is cheap, electronics are cheap, and steel is cheap, so he can just build his off-world really cheaply. I mean, that's actually what he has to sell off-world, by the way. If you look at it, everything else is like not worth sending up. Yeah, electronics is the highest at 39,000.
Wow. Yeah, that's actually really rare. Rare. Normally, it's like the life support
Al
items.
always the life support. Occasionally, you'll get a game where it's chemicals, but
Yeah, that's about it. So yeah, right now, carbon scrubbing, really important for Cubit right now. Like if Cubit says, all right, I want to make this off-road, and I need, electronics maybe sooner or later before the price shoots up, something like that. But I mean, Dancing Bogman, 18,000. I don't really. Do you see your worth in this? Like, 18,000 for carbon scrubbing, even though he's making 8 carbon a second already, and the silicon shortage going up, and Cubit actually buying into it with 340 carbon. Silicon, sorry.
I think Cubit knew he could never take that. I'd have really liked to see Bogman let Cubit take it, because his debt's actually excruciatingly high, and same go for Bogman now that he's taking these auctions. I think if he just let Cubit had them at like 16k market, Cubit would be sinking right now, debt-wise. He'd be at 150k by now. I'm glad to see him build these silicon quarries, but he needs to get out of electronics.
Yeah, and also second upgrade onto the oxygen. Is it not like, I don't know, like, is oxygen really worth that? Like, he's almost paying more to upgrade that than he's actually making oxygen.
Cubit's building a second off-world, that's how cocky he is right now. Because of how cheap these things are. Like, Bogman needs an off-world. Get rid of that engineering lab, and he needs to maybe go back into food. Power would be a decent option if he just wants to build turbines.
Actually, power is rising just a little bit. Like, both players are actually using a lot of power. I'm really surprised. And like, Dancing Bomb actually stocking up on black market items. He has an EMP, a powder surge. He has a mutiny.
If he power surges the off-worlds, that'll hurt quite a lot.
Well, the thing is, one is Goon squatted. That's a problem here. But then again, like, do you really think he's gonna go like, gonna go full out on Cubit and maybe make a move on him?
He kind of has to.
But I don't really think he can he? Because like the off-roads are working.
Yeah, I think he's gonna die before he can make 153k because he can't afford to.
160.
Well,
rising.
it's going up, so yeah.
And actually, Dancing Bombman surpassing Cubit in his debt. As Cubit actually is going to go for solar panels. Both players, but yeah, let's not get into that. I mean, like, Dancing Bogman, like, he's only building solar panels right now, and that's just a little bit late since it's already turning dark.
And it's brilliant for Cubit's elemental quarries that are just, hey, more silicon. Oh, silicon just went up. Yay, more money.
And also, Cubit kind of winning in this stock battle. He has one more stock in Dancing Bogman than the other way around. Actually, an EMP going down onto Cubit. Don't you not think that EMP is kind of late? Now that it's turning dark.
No, it is dark. It's been dark for an hour. Yeah, that was a bad EMP. I'm gonna say that was a bad EMP.
I like the power surge though.
Surge was kind of bad though. I'd always surge the off-world, like on the off-world.
Well, the thing is, you're right, because like the Goon Squad price hasn't really went up for the past minutes.
Yeah, so even if he got rid of the thing, it's fine. Like, all he needs to do now is buy a dynamite and hit the other off-world. There we go.
Yeah, did you actually know Cubit is not sending away electronics? He's sending away water.
Is he?
Yeah.
I just sent away electronics. It's like, I guess with him having so much water lying around, it's perfect. But
and actually a food shortage going down.
More solar power as well.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on turning the chems and the fuel. No, you probably get the fuel around, but I'm waiting on turning the chems into food again.
Yeah. And Cubit 95% out, actually buying Dancing Bogman. I don't know. It's pretty much gone at this point. Like,
yeah, he just threw a mutiny down.
Well, the thing is, I mean, like, Dancing Bogman is kind of crawling back. To be honest. I mean, he is going to get the solar panels. They're still actually making just a little bit of money.
No,
he actually has energy.
One.
No, the thing is, he actually has energy vault, and it's actually not going to his debt yet. He's actually just fueling up the energy vault.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's only like making money right now.
Cubit nearly cleared his with his solar panels. Now going to food. Yep. Not that it matters at this point. We're just waiting on water going to a planet that is mostly made of water. apparently that's valuable.
Yeah, apparently. And actually, Dynamite gonna go down onto Cubit's off-world. Um, I think Dancing Bogman should have actually bought like an what it's called, the Power Surge, maybe. You know what I mean? Because like he knew there's no Goon Squad on there.
Yeah, but
Maybe
that's
killed both
20k.
off-worlds. Well, kills both off-worlds. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he needs to make glass as well. He should make some glass.
Glass. All right.
Because he needs to make some
Um,
glass, and I think he really needed off-worlds this game. Like there was definitely a window where he could have built off-worlds as well because of the amount of carbon income he had, and he didn't take it.
yeah.
And I think that's what's allowed Cubit to kind of pull ahead at this stage of the game. Like he does have more production overall as well, which is kind of doesn't help the situation for Dancing Bogman. But
I mean, Cuba right now is going to go into
Yeah.
glass. He's going to repair his off-worlds. But I need to say, Dancing Bogman hanging actually in this. Like, if a Christmas miracle, flies by your window, maybe that's an indication that Dancing Bogman might, still do something.
it could be. His stock continues to
Oh,
fall.
man, and
you see
Cubit's at
100%.
100%. Oh, noes. Oh, noes. Yeah, Cuba
don't
right
think
now
he's-
just needs to shift click down.
I don't think he's noticed because everything in his inventory is worth nothing except the glass and food, which he got into before Bogman did again.
Up, and there he goes. GG Cubit, game number 1. Yeah, like expansive versus scavenger. I think scavenger is stronger in the matchup, but I think Cubit just kind of I don't know. He kind of played it out really well.
See, I've been thinking about this. Scav is superior in four player upwards games because all the sabotage starts at an initially cheaper price.
Oh,
Because the power surges start at like 4k, and then by about 4 of them they're at about 20,000. You don't want to use a power surge when it's 20,000. But when you're in like a 6-player game, I can throw about 7 of them and it'll still be at 9k, something like that. You know, like it's brilliant. But I don't know. I mean, he has to. I mean, Cubit did the right thing by not being really greedy with his production lines either. You see, he's got like 4 separate setups there.
yeah.
He has to hit. He can't hit all of them, and using EMPs are inefficient as well because the tile that gets locked for 120 seconds doesn't because he has to aim it in between to hit multiple factory lines if he wants to do that. So, just a good base layout and sabotage.
Yeah, in general, like this is what like an expansive base should look like, to be honest. Like just everything like just spread out.
I don't know about the man shape. I'm not a fan of the man shape.
No,
Whereas
okay.
glass furnaces and chem labs are.
No, okay.
Not a
Let's
fan.
move on. All right, to the research tab of Cuba. I need to say, he actually sold a lot of power throughout the game, like switching around with the solar panels, and then also actually selling a lot of food, chemicals, silicon, and glass. Kind of bought into silicon and glass, but like purchasing the electronics actually sent it away to the off-world. He actually didn't. What did he use chemicals on? Building it and repairing it. Were really electronics that cheap that he only spent 31,000 on building it and repairing it?
No, that was the shortage in the.
No, he didn't sell any. That's the thing. It's like he only made this for the off-road. So that's actually really cheap.
Yeah.
Like 31,000 for 2 off-roads and also like repairing it twice.
Well, Bogman selling it and a surplus helps, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, I need to say like Cubit just saw what's worth and what he really needs to sell. So, and then Dancing Bogman.
The food and surplus really hurt, and then the electronics surplus
Yeah,
hurt
that did.
more, and it was like
But I need to say the early aggression of Cubit actually killing his food production, that really hurt him also. Because he was like down for like
that was a
straight.
mutual exchange, though, wasn't it? That was just an exchange of fire. It's
No,
like,
no, Cubit
both of them hit
power
each
surged
other.
it twice. That's the thing. Like he was down like for at least 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, Bogman hit his twice as well, I think.
Yeah, so I mean,
Two,
Dancing Bogman, breaking even power, which is nice, and then just in food, selling food, oxygen, fuel, just a little bit of carbon, chemicals, and then silicon.
I think the problem is the numbers aren't as
Electronics.
big.
Yeah, the numbers aren't as big as Qubit. Yeah, definitely. But then if you actually want to go to the black market of Qubit, 7 items for 52,000, 2 power surges, 1 dynamite, 2 mutinies, and 2 goon squads. Offensive, but yet so defensive.
Very, yeah. The 2 power surge, but it's very like passive afterplay. Like, if you like 7 items for 52k is a lot for 7 items.
Yeah.
That's a lot, you know, when you.
I mean, like, he spent it really on the mutinies and the goon squads.
Yeah. Like, 'cause he was buying a lot of his black market stuff into the later game rather than the earlier game stuff. Like, if you look at, you'll see it when you look at Dancing Bomb.
Yeah, so Dancing Bogman, 17 items for 134,000. 4 claims, 4 EMPs, 2 power surges, 3 dynamites, 2 mutinies, 2 goon squads. I need to say, I think if he wouldn't have spent that much on the black market, he might have had a little bit more stock in cubit and might have.
But those 4 claims were essential.
those-
That equalized the
yeah.
game. That equalized the fact that cubit was expansive. That's what those 4 claims. Those 4 claims weren't necessary, I think. So that's 31k that had to be spent. The goon squads, eh. The mutinies were meh. They didn't really do anything. And his dynamite wasn't too great either. I mean, his power surges were fine, and his EMPs. But I always thought the fact that he used the EMPs because they were 3k cheaper than the power surges. But I always feel that they're just nowhere near as good as power surges for lockdown.
Yeah.
Which you saw, like.
But yeah, I mean, it's wow, a lot of money, Like I think half of it wasn't really necessary. So like 70,000 could have went into buying stock from Cubit maybe if you would like see it theoretically. But like overall, like any last words?
That's money that he was spending across a period of time.
Well, yeah.
It's not like he just has it sat there.
Yeah,
you would have spent it on something equally as stupid if you had it lying around, wouldn't you?
So true. So any last words before jumping into game number 2?
It was an interesting game. A weird map. It was actually a pretty wealthy map, and I'm amazed that throughout the whole game the Carbon didn't even need a single nuke for Cubit to get the win. So, yeah.
So GG to Cubit. He's right now up 1-0. We're gonna see you guys in game number 2.
Cheerio.